walking up to the front door, and then the dog comes around, and I remember looking up at the dog and seeing the dog just staring at me, because it was kind of up a few flights of stairs and it was staring at me. And I didn't know if it had a leash on at the time. It did have a leash though, but I'm looking at it and it's staring at me like, what are you doing? And I'm looking at it, and you know, that moment where they can feel that you're like a little bit like scared and anxious. So I kind of started to back up. It started barking at me and growling at me. So it got real aggressive at that point. But it was on a leash, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to press my luck with this dog. I think it was Luke that set that one up. And he put the little notes in there. If my memory's right, I think he kind of got her verbally on the phone to like 185. From walking through the house, I thought it was one of those houses that was ambiguous. It's like, it's big. It depends on what you do to it. You could call the repairs a little, you could call the repairs a lot. So I kind of played off of that and got her down to, and it wasn't so much about where I felt comfortable with the house, because I might have felt comfortable a little bit higher, but I wanted wherever she was willing to go, and that was like the bottom, that was kind of like the threshold of where she was willing to go. It's that 155 figure. I don't remember exactly how we got there, but I got her as low as I felt like she was going to go on that, and that number made sense for me. I thought at 155 I can do a lot of different things to this, and it can make sense.
At the point that I had spoken with you, I thought that perhaps I needed to rethink how badly I needed to move based on, I thought maybe I was doing an emotional thing rather than a logic thing. Right. And one other thing was that I had that big dog, which was, you know, I was attached to him, and I just didn't know how I was going to find him a new home because of he, you know, had some wolf breeding in him, and so he was a little bit erratic. I had to make the decision, and I put him down. And it was kind of like the turning point for me, because immediately what came into my mind was, I can get out of here. So I'm ready to move on.
Okay.
I'm going to get out of this house.
She needed to move, and I said, well, when do you want to move? And she wanted to get through the holidays. That was a couple months away. We just followed up, and basically when we did end our last phone call, it was, you know, she will follow up with me when she's kind of ready. So I kind of put it off to that and said, okay. But I knew that we had a pretty good rapport, pretty good relationship, so I thought either one, she's going to live there for a long time, or two, she'll give me a call and we'll work something out. So I got her to the point where she knew that I had her best interest in mind, that I was going to take care of her, but it was whenever she was ready. And she was finally ready. So I was super nice to her before. We built rapport. She was great. You know, she was awesome. But she finally came through and left me a message and that said that she was ready to move on her house, and she wanted to know if I was still interested. So I just called her back and let her know that yes, I was still interested, on her voicemail because I couldn't get her. So we're playing a little bit of phone tag, which happens. But I'm hoping that she'll call me back today and I'll be able to go to her house and work something out.
I wondered if you're still interested. I'd love to make a deal with you and get going.
Yeah, let's do it. When do you want to meet and just revisit? I got to check my notes and see where we were at. I don't remember exactly what it was. But do you remember?
I forgot. I mean, I'm driving when I'm talking to her. Okay, well, do you remember how much? She said.
I think it was 155.
You know, that's I do remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, you wanted 160 and I was at 150, so 155 is what we said. That's right. Okay. Well, if you're gonna be home this afternoon, I'll be in the area probably. I can be up there at 2:30 if you want. We can just go over stuff.
Oh, okay. That would be great.
Then at that point, it was just the contract and just how is this going to work? Where are we closing? Not sure if we're going to wholesale it out. Or again, if I'm going to do that project. Kind of leaning towards wholesaling it just because it's a big project. But if we can't get the money we want for that, I'll tackle that project. That'd be a fun one.
I think it's got a lot of potential, don't you?
I think so too. I don't know quite what we're going to do yet, but and by the way, what we're doing, what level. It says it's just what level we're doing. I know I got to do outside. I know I got to do that. I know I got to do the roof. I just don't know what. We got to open stuff up.
The kitchen's got to be done. Well, if there's anything that I would say that if you're going to do anything with the kitchen, I would take out that pantry and put in a really nice island and open this all up.
Yeah, it needs to be.
For what it would add to it, you should do it.
It will bear it. I think the market will, what you do to it will come out of it.
I agree.
I hope.
Because, you know, the house just up the street sold for $239,000. And it had really all that they did was put the new kitchen in.
I knew that it was a big project that I wasn't quite sure what I was going to put into it and what I would need to do and what it would actually sell it for. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try the wholesale market first. So I threw it out there. I marked it up $20,000, so I marked it up to $175,000, found a buyer at that. So because of that, I decided just to take the quick $20,000 instead of going down the road and trying to make that retail money on it, because there might have been a lot of retail money on that. It's yet to be seen. But once you dig into projects with houses that are older like that, you run into problems. Sometimes you get budget overruns, and then you never quite know what you're going to sell it for. So I think my buyer will do fine with that. I'm not quite sure what he's going to put into it, what level he's going to go to on it, but I'm sure he'll make money. But again, that wasn't a project for me. I took my quick money, and I had a project manager who was chomping at the bit to do that project, but I said, you know what, we're going to move on to other projects that are a little more straightforward. Here are the numbers with that. I had it under contract for $155,000, and I was thinking it would flip for, I would resell it somewhere like $280 if I put all the money into it, but all that money was probably going to be $40,000+. Real ambiguous project with a project of that size, 3,000 square feet, with a lot of older home with a lot of loose ends. I thought, you know what, I'd rather take the known quantity, give me the $20,000 assignment fee, and just be gone. So I took the easy money on that one, and I sold it wholesale, and that's why I did it. I had other projects that were easier, they were just less moving parts, less ambiguity, I guess you'd say. So sold that one for $20,000, and on to the next one.